The stage has been set for FIFA World Cup 2026 finals, and the two finalists are Spain and Argentina. Now, this is going to be one of the most exciting and interesting match you will witness, because I'm going to tell you why it's going to be one of the most exciting and interesting matchups you're going to witness. It's that Spain and Argentina have been the two best teams in the world for last 3 years in a row. If you look at Spain, we look at the first contender. Let's look at Spain. They have won Euros 2024. They did not lose a single match in the Euros. They gave absolutely dominating performance. They faced England in the finals. They faced France in the semi-finals, and none of that mattered. They faced any opponent they had and they thrashed them. They utterly destroyed them to win the Euros 2024. Apart from that, Spain has also won the last Olympics. It's not that big of a deal, but still, Olympics counts, because even when you send your B squad out there, you had players like Fermin Lopez who gave their all, who turned out to be the player of the tournament, and they won you the Olympics. Spain also reached the UEFA Nations League finals, where they lost to Portugal, but again, the Nations League is a Mickey Mouse Cup, so we don't really count it. What we do count is the Euros 2024 and the subsequent Olympics. Now, why did I even mention Olympics when a lot of the players were not first team players? Is because this describes you the golden generation of Spain. We have the second golden generation of Spain we are witnessing right now. The first golden generation won 2008 Euros, 2010 World Cup and 2012 Euros, and we're going to see something which is very similar to it right now, because you have young boys who are really hungry to prove themselves. They have immense talent, immense skill, highly technical players, highly disciplined players. They can run a lot, they can attack, defend, they can make those passes, they can do everything, and like I said, most importantly, they are hungry to prove themselves. This is the second golden generation of Spain. You have your Barcelona boys, Lamine Yamal, Pedri, Gavi, Fermin. Fermin is not playing because of injury, but still, I'm just highlighting you the talent that Spain has. You have Pau Cubarsí, you have Dean Huijsen. Dean Huijsen is not playing this one, but still, I'm giving you examples. You have so many great players, and then you have your veterans. You have veterans like Rodri, Fabian Ruiz, Cucurella, Pedro Porro, Marcos Llorente. In young talent, you again in the forwards, you have Nico Williams and Lamine Yamal, perfect left wing, right wing, explosive, young, dynamic players, and you have experienced Mikel Oyarzabal as your center forward. He has got a knack for goal scoring, and he really gives his all very consistently, I tell you. So that is what you have in Spain. And look at Argentina now. Argentina has won 2 Copa Americas in a row, and they had the defending champions of the FIFA World Cup 2022. So they are the title defenders right now, and they have been the best team in South America since the last 2 Copa Americas. So now what you're essentially seeing is the European champions versus the South American champions, and these two teams are gonna duke it out, and we're gonna see the winner lift the greatest trophy at the greatest stage in the world, that is your World Cup. So what makes this a very interesting match is that there are so many storylines in this match. There's so many storylines. Like I said, the first storyline is you have your European champions versus American champions. This was the finalissima we never got. Finalissima, which was scheduled to happen right before this World Cup. However, due to some reasons, geopolitical reasons, we did not get to see the finalissima. It was cancelled. But now the storyline is set in such a way that the World Cup finals is your finalissima. You're going to see the two best teams in the world who have not faced each other in the last 2 to 3 years. They are going to finally face each other, and the winner gets to say that they are the world champions. They are the champions of the world for the next 4 years. Come to the second storyline, we have the players on one side. This story involves around Lamine Yamal. Lamine Yamal, the kid from La Masia. Lamine Yamal, at 15 years of age, debuts for Barcelona, handpicked by Xavi Hernandez himself to debut and play for Barcelona. Lamine Yamal at age 16 wins the Euros, has been one of the best players in the Euros, giving a goal contribution, either a goal or an assist, every knockout match in the World Cup. Assisted in the finals, scored a goal against France in the semi-finals. Lamine Yamal at 17 years old lifts his second La Liga. Lamine Yamal at 18-year-old lifts his third La Liga. So by the time he is reached 19 right now, he's just recently turned 19. He's won 3 La Ligas, he's won 1 Euros, and he has so many individual awards. Apart from your Copa del Rey, Super Copa, he also has individual awards. He's been the golden boy. He's been second in the last year's Ballon d'Or ranking. He has accomplished so much, and he's ready to accomplish more. So you have your young prodigy on one hand, and on the second hand, you have Leonel Andres Messi. Surely the greatest player to ever exist on this planet. Not just the greatest footballer, the greatest athlete ever to exist on this planet. Lionel Messi, another La Masia kid, debuts for Barcelona, is part of Pep Guardiola's Barcelona, which was the greatest team in the world. Not just back then, it's all been the greatest team to ever walk on this planet. So he debuts in Pep Guardiola's Barcelona. Then he goes ahead, he wins 8 Ballon d'Ors. Lionel Messi, 8 Ballon d'Or winners. Lionel Messi, 2 Copa America winner. Lionel Messi, 2022 World Cup winner. And now that is as scary as it gets. He's been the greatest player who has achieved the most. He has so many trophies. He's been one of the, and actually not, why am I even saying one of the best? He has literally been the best player of this century, I would say. Started in 2006, represented Argentina for the first time in the World Cup. They did not win, they lost it. Second time he came 2010, they lost again. Does not matter, he kept giving it all. 2014, takes Argentina to the finals, loses to Germany, almost quits his international career, but fate intertwines once again. It's not today, not right now, you're meant for greater things. Joins Argentina, plays 2018 World Cup, gets knocked out by France, then again does not quit, does not leave. That's the mentality this man has. Does not quit despite so many rejections, so many failures. Still goes ahead, wins Copa America, wins the World Cup 2022, and wins another Copa America after that. He carried Argentina in 2022. Actually, Argentina was playing for him in 2022. He's been carrying Argentina in 2026. He is right now tied in the race for Golden Boot with Kylian Mbappe. He's the player with the most goals and assists. He's the most goal contributions. So he has been the best player in this World Cup at age 39. He's carrying Argentina. He's carrying all the players. You've got so many superstars in Argentina. You got Lautaro Martinez. You got Julian Alvarez. You got so many other players. So many superstars. But they're all being carried by Lionel Messi, the greatest of them all. So that's the storyline. And more on that. We have another version for this storyline. In 2007, Lionel Messi with Barcelona, in collaboration with UNICEF, does a photo shoot where they visit a lot of Catalan neighborhoods. They visit neighborhoods in Barcelona and Catalonia. They click photos with young babies, with their parents, and they do some events with them. So Lionel Messi met a family, took a few photos with a very young baby. He gave him a bath. Those photos have been viral online right now. You can check them. That kid turns out to be none other than Lamine Yamal himself. Now, Lamine Yamal goes to La Masia just like Messi. Lamine Yamal debuts for Barcelona, plays on that same right wing. Lamine Yamal, the left-footed player on the right wing, cuts inside, scores goals, loves to dribble, loves to pass, gives a lot of assists, lots of dribbles, exciting play. That is what Lamine Yamal is all about. The flair, the excitement, the moment he gets the ball, you think, What is he gonna do next? What is he gonna cut inside? Is he gonna take on? Is he gonna dribble past this guy? Is he gonna give another trivela pass? You don't know. So that's what makes him as exciting as it gets. That's very similar to what Lionel Messi used to do for Barcelona back when he was younger. So this is what the second storyline is. Lamine Yamal, somebody who's been compared to the next Messi. He's the next upcoming Messi. He's the new Messi for Barcelona. And now he finally has to face the man, the myth, the legend himself, Lionel Andres Messi. Which is why I'm telling you, this World Cup is full of excitement, full of entertainment. And this World Cup is full of storylines. Storylines like Lionel Messi. You have seen a lot of photos come online. He's clicked photos with a lot of these kids. Pedri, Gavi, Dani Olmo, John Garcia, Pau Cubarsí, and of course Lamine Yamal. You've seen photos circulating them. He is literally their idol. He's been the Barcelona legend while they were still kids. All of them have looked up to him, and now they have to finally face him. You have to face your greatest hero, and not just face him, you have to beat him to win this World Cup finals. This is what it makes it so interesting. And apart from that, what makes it more interesting is the way both teams play and have been playing in this competition so far. When I gave you my predictions for the semi-finals, all of y'all, you called me a madman. You thought I was joking. You thought I was being mad. You thought I was just kidding around when I was giving you my analysis and my predictions on who will go through the semi-finals. Guess who's laughing now, huh? Actually, y'all never saw the video. Even you can go check it out. All it does is show you that I was right when I told you that Spain will take on France and will reach the World Cup finals. And I was right when I told you Argentina will take on England and go through to the finals. Now, we're going to do another tactical breakdown of both the teams and see who's got a better chance at winning the World Cup. Now, let's start with Spain. The way they played the semi-final against France, like I said, Spain loves to keep possession of the ball. Spain loves to play around with the ball. They're really great at it. In the entire semi-final you saw, France was just chasing shadows after a point. Spain had all the possession in the world. They were toying around with them. Spain loves to do that, keeping fluid possession, making sure that there's always at least 2 passing lanes for every player who has the ball. Every time if I receive the ball, I will have 2 passing options available. If I don't have any passing option available, the players around me will ensure they'll run around, they'll create a space, they'll do something to make sure that the ball always stays in Spain's possession. That is what Spain's game is all about. It's possession, suffocating your opponent, completely destroying them and getting them all tired, which is why Spain loves to score 1-0 or 2-0 goals, because they like to do that. They keep you tired, they keep you occupied, they keep you chasing the ball. Every time you think that, okay, maybe I can tackle, maybe I can take possession now, maybe you'll give it away. But no, it does not happen. So you keep chasing them, you try to win the ball. That's what makes you make mistakes, because when you're trying to win the ball, you go out of possession. Now, some other player has seen that. Some Spanish player has seen that. That something happened with France. When Spain's second goal, especially when Spain scored the second goal, you saw this, they made the play centrally, which left some gap on the right-hand side, because the right-hand side fullbacks had tried to come in center to take the ball. Then you suddenly pass the ball to the right, and from right, one touch pass back to center, where Pedro Porro has already made his run. You've left your marker. Pedro Porro slipped through the right half space. Pedro Porro slipped, like I said, through the right half space, and he ran already inside and scored the goal. Same way for the first goal. First goal, Lucadinha did not see Lamine Yamal coming, because, like I said, they were chasing shadows. They did not know what is happening. They were looking at the ball while the players behind them have already made their moves. They're 2 steps ahead. That is how Spain loves to play. And at the same time, Spain has the best defense in this World Cup. They have conceded only 1 goal so far in quarterfinals against Belgium, actually. Even France, even an attack of Kylian Mbappe, Olise, Dembele, Desiree Doué, Barcola, Ryan Cherki, none of them could score a single goal on Spain. So far, they have faced so many opponents, but none of them, except for Belgium, could score a goal against Spain. Spain has made history by being the only team to reach a finals with only one goal conceded. This defense of Cucurella, Pedro Porro, Marcos, actually Llorente did not play that much. He came in the second half, so I'm not going to include him. But Cucurella, Pedro Porro, Pau Cubarsí and Laporte has been generational. Laporte, somebody who plays for Saudi, he came from Saudi League, and Laporte has shown such a talent and experience. That's what matters. De La Fuente loves to make a mix. De La Fuente loves to keep an exact mix of young talent and experienced players at the same time. Now, that is why you see the centre-back pairings, as always, Cubarsí and Laporte. In Euros, you saw Huijsen and Laporte. Same way if you look at the attack, Nico Williams, Lamine Yamal, two young dynamic players. Right now, Alex Baena plays. So Baena, again, young player, new player, while Mikel Oyarzabal, the experienced leader, staying in the front. Same way for the midfield. If you have Pedri and Rodri on one side, you put Fabian Ruiz. So he loves to keep a squad in the same way, where he puts enough talent with experience, and that is how Spain's winning formula has been. Pau Cubarsí has been on a generational run. Pau Cubarsí has been the best defender and probably, I would say, the best player in this World Cup. I would vote for Pau Cubarsí to be player of the tournament because he has held that backline so well. He has been absolute rock in holding that backline. Spain, like I said, conceded only one goal. Imagine what it takes to reach a World Cup finals with just conceding one goal. So that is what Spain is all about. Spain has terrific defense, and Spain loves to keep possession of the ball. So you do not get a lot of chance against Spain. Now, what makes this match interesting is Argentina, on the other hand, also loves to take the balls. Unlike France, who relied on fast, pacey counter-attacks, Argentina is a team that loves to keep the ball. Argentina is a team that loves to make those passes, find gaps, and get through, slip around. Some players will make those runs, probably always. Julian Alvarez or Lautaro Martinez will make those runs, or even as you checked in semifinals, Giuliano Simeone. You got your runners, you got your players like that. You've got a lot of attacking mentality. So even Argentina is a possession-based team. They love to find gaps, they love to put through balls, and they love to dribble you and cut inside and shoot the goal. That is what Argentina is about. Another X factor for Argentina, like I said in my last video, why I thought Argentina will win against England is that Argentina has this clutch moment. Argentina has that X factor in it. Argentina's got players that live and die for those moments. It's a team of moments. Those are the player of moments. For example, like I said, the 2022 World Cup finals, you have Dibu Martinez making save of his life, save that wins him the finals. Same way against Egypt in this World Cup, you have that block made by Paredes. Now, Paredes makes that block out of nowhere. This was one moment that would have defined Argentina's entire World Cup campaign. If Egypt had gone through that ball, if the player had reached, if that pass would have been complete, Argentina was out of this tournament. Argentina was not making it through. And that's when it comes in, that one moment, somebody decides to step up. It was Paredes in this moment, and he makes that block, which wins Argentina the match, because they're still in the game. Subsequently, they suffocate Egypt, and they win it. So that is what it's all about. Argentina has got players who in one moment can change everything. Julian Alvarez, for example. A lot of people say that he's had a stinker. He's not had a great World Cup so far. What he did in that match against Egypt, it took him one moment, one ball, one shot, and he showed everyone the talent that he has, how generational he is, and what kind of an explosive player he is. So that's what it takes for Argentina. One moment to change everything. Same if you look at the semifinals right now. Imagine Thomas Tuchel brings in 6 defenders. You have Mark Guehi, you have John Stones, you have Konsa, he even brings in Dan Burn, because when he saw Argentina putting a lot of crosses through and trying to find some striker who can take a header, he brings in Dan Burn, the tallest player for England. Despite that, Argentina somehow makes a cross. Messi, with his weaker foot, with his right foot, he makes a cross, the perfect cross. Lautaro Martinez, out of nowhere, beats all the defenders, all these tall, physical defenders. They're beaten by Lautaro Martinez, who takes the header and puts Argentina in the lead. That's how they, like I said, it's a team of moments. Like the moment Enzo Fernandez, he tried scoring the same way. He tried at least 2 shots, 3 shots, which were off target, but in the same way. And it took him one moment, one defining moment, that this is the time I think I should kick the ball once again, just the way it is. And he changed the game. There was no great play. There was nothing of the sort. It was one pure moment. You had your entire defense line in front of you. You were somewhere near the goal box line, and you just said, you know what, I'm going to shoot the ball. Let's see what happens. He shot the ball. He was confident enough, and it went a goal. So that is what Argentina is about, that X factor. And like I said, at the same time, they love to keep possession of the ball. Now, the greatest mistake all the teams that have played against Argentina, and the mistake that they've made, is they tried to put Argentina in a low block. They tried to park the bus against Argentina. And if history has told us something, if this World Cup campaign has told us something, you don't park the bus against a team like Argentina, and a team that has so many creative players, a team that has so many shot takers, so many players who can find those passes, who are great at dribbling, who are great at shooting. You don't low block against them, because if you give them enough ball, they are going to attack consistently, and maybe out of 10, 9 attacks may fail, but that one attack is going to hit the goal. It's going to score the goal, and then that changes the entire momentum of the match. It takes one goal. If Argentina shoots one goal, they're going to shoot the next one immediately. And that's what it's been. Argentina, after the 80th minute, you see them extra aggressive, extra attacking, and they have that knack for scoring, because if you give them balls so many times, they're going to make so many attacks that one is bound to slip through. Now, this is where it gets exciting, because that's not the game Spain plays. Spain does not sit in a low block. Spain does not like to give you possession of the ball at all. So that's where the game gets tricky, because Argentina is a team that's hungry for the ball. So is Spain. Spain is a team that is hungry for the ball. And here, that is going to be the biggest deciding factor, that who gets more possession. I believe whichever team gets more possession in this game will end up winning the match, because like I said, both teams are so similar in their tactics, not the execution, but the idea that I will keep the ball, I will make constant attacks, and I'll break you down until I find the back of the net. That's the core concept behind both the teams. And when that concept is same, both teams are going to be fighting for the ball like their lives depend on it. And when that happens, whichever team ends up with possession is the team that's going to have the advantage. And I believe, as great as Spain is, the X factor that Argentina has, which is the players who live for moments, the players who are unpredictable, they can do something so random that can change the game, that can define the game. Like I said, the Paredes block, the Dibu Martinez save, anything. It's all a moment that can define the entire game, and Argentina has that factor in it. That gives them an advantage. I believe, as much as I love to believe that Spain has such a great structure, I believe I will give that slight edge to Argentina. But again, it's a very 49-51 advantage to Argentina. It's going to be a very close match for sure. There's no doubt about it that it's going to be a very, very close match. Like I said, it's a 49-51, 51 being in favor of Argentina, because they got their X factor. When Spain does their tactics, when Spain keeps possession, they keep their possession in the most structured format, while Argentina does it in the most chaotic format possible. That is going to be the greatest difference over here. The European team, Spain, loves the structured possession. Argentina loves the chaotic possession. And I think in structure versus chaos, all it takes is one bad moment for structure to break, And once that structure breaks, I don't know what Spain can do, how they will react. If De La Fuente has some tricks up his sleeve, if he has those players, because the players certainly do have the quality, they certainly do have the experience, they certainly possess every possible quality to make a difference in the game. But like I said, when your structure breaks down, it takes one moment to change the course of game. One goal, if Argentina scores against Spain, I want to see what they do, because in this World Cup, they've not made a comeback. They've not been at a goal deficit. They've not been trailing, which is why it's going to be very interesting to see if by chance Argentina gets to score the first goal. How will Spain react? If Argentina breaks that structure for even one moment, for 1 minute before they can regain it back, what will happen? Because Argentina thrives on chaos. They love that chaos inside them. It's good. Like I said, this is going to be very close and very interesting match. So let's see. Let's check how it happens, and I'll see you on the next one to do some post-match analysis to see how right or wrong I am.